Hello, guys. Let me make sure my mic is on. Hello. Welcome to tonight's live stream. So, tonight is night number 6 of our online business planning series for 2024. And tonight we are going to talk about content that pays you. Out of all the days, this is probably one of my favorite days. I think I love them all, but this is one of my favorite days that I've taught before because so much of my success stems from this one talking point. And so I'm going to really take my time because I really believe if you get this, that you will help bring success a lot closer to you with a lot less effort going into 2024. And to be very honest with you, where we are right now when it comes to making money online, internet marketing, social media marketing, like all of the things, this is really, really important. It's kind of like you can do everything else right in your business. So as an example, you can decide, right? Like in 2024, like I'm going to make money. You can create a plan. You can get solid on your niche. You can get solid on the person you're serving in that niche. You can create and or source a really great product to sell. You can build your money getting system. You can have your capture page, your sales page, your checkout page, your payment processors, your fulfillment stuff all into place. You can build out your email marketing system. But without what we're going to talk about tonight, like you really, really evade success. It's like, I know yesterday we talked about the 24/7 money getting system really being the glue, and it is. It is. Think about yesterday being the glue that really binds everything from the first few days to what we're going to talk about today. Without today, your money getting system really can't work for you. And without today, you end up having to do so much work when it comes to your actual tech. You have to do so much work when it pertains to your copy. To me, that's really the hard work. The easy work, in my opinion, is what I'm going to break down and share with you today, which I kind of talked about it a little bit yesterday, but today we're really, really going to make sense of it, and you're going to really understand why this is so important. All right. So if you're out there, say hello. Say hello. I was going to try to avoid wearing my glasses, but I don't have this on my computer. These are notes that I printed out at some time and I can't find them. So I got to read. So I'm going to start off by actually reading these couple of things for you because, okay, I hit my keyboard. I want to make sure I didn't mute anything. I want you to really understand like the gravity for what we're talking about today. So we're talking about content that pays you. All right. And after I read these 3 little things, I'm going to tell you exactly what today's content is called. All right. So here's the first one. Here's the thing. I could have dug up a lot of different emails and communications that I received from people. These 3 examples were examples that I pulled many years ago when I was actually creating this content for a workshop that I had done. And so I'm just going to use it again tonight. But keep in mind, like these emails and these messages are emails and messages that I get often in my business. So here's the first one. Hi, Steph. I have been binge watching your YouTube videos for the past 2 hours. I am really thinking about buying your program. Can I ask you a couple of questions? All right. So this was an email, or I'm sorry, a direct message that I received on Facebook. All right. So this person, listen to what they said, right? I've been binge watching your YouTube videos for the past 2 hours. I'm really thinking of buying your program. Can I ask you a couple of questions, right? So I connected with this person via Facebook DM, answered her questions, connected just a little bit, not long, maybe 10, 15 minutes, if that. And she said, all right. She's like, I'm going to go buy the course. She's like, I'm going to put my kids to bed and I'm going to come back and I'm going to buy the course. About an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours later, right? She had invested into the course. Now this course was a $600 decision. I want you to really understand what I'm explaining to you and sharing with you here. All right. I've been binge watching your YouTube videos for the past 2 hours. She reached out to me because she wanted to buy my course. She has had a couple of questions. I answered her questions, and that same day, right, she ended up investing $599 into, right, the course that I was offering at that time, which was one of my own personal courses. All right. The next one. Steph, just joined your course. I literally found you on YouTube today, searching for blank, and instantly knew I wanted to buy what you were offering. Another example, right, of someone that reached out to me after investing into something that I was selling. This particular offer was a $250 offer. But listen to the powerful part of this. I just joined your course. I literally found you on YouTube today while searching blank and instantly knew I wanted to buy what you were offering. Now, this is where I'm wanting to help more people get in their business. These are the results I'm wanting to get a heck of a lot more inside of my business. But that is exactly what tonight is all about. All right. Are these the kind of responses, right, that you would love to get inside of your business? That is what tonight is about. All right. Here's the next one. The last one I'm going to read tonight. Steph, I've been watching your vids and I love your authenticity, your candor, and your honesty. I wish I would have found you before I bought blank, blank. I can say the person's name, Onyx Signal. And if anyone knows, like, that's a great compliment because he's a pretty big guru, right? But they had already bought this big guru's program and they were telling me they wish they would have found me sooner. Okay. I read those emails to you guys because oftentimes people find themselves working way too hard to generate sales inside of their business. I've had one community member specifically that said, Steph, I just want the kind of business that you have. I just want to be able to make money from showing up and from creating content. How many of you guys want that? How many of you guys want to be able to create videos, create forms of content, right? And that content be enough, right, to attract people to want to buy what it is that you have to offer. All right. Again, that's what tonight is all about. And you guys, these occurrences happen often in my business. Oftentimes I don't even get the emails. It's just people buy, right? My content, right? It is notorious from people buying directly from my content, not needing to be on my email list for months and months and months and months. All right. And we're talking about sizable investments into the various things, right, that I have offered in my business. This is over the years. Right. I've had, $1,000 things and multi-$1,000 things and $100 things and so forth. Right. But the fact that someone can find your content in one day and actually have an environment where they can binge. You guys see why I'm such an advocate of YouTube. Like, I don't care what you say. There is no other platform that truly gives you this. Yes, if someone discovers you on Instagram, sure, they can hang out on your account and they can binge whatever kind of content you have there. Facebook doesn't have this same vibe. TikTok doesn't have this same vibe. It's like, yes, they can, right? But it's just different. It's a different kind of environment. With YouTube, I love the fact that we are building a library, and it doesn't matter what platform you decide to choose, right? The whole idea, write this down because this is what tonight is all about, right? It's creating binge and buy content or binge and buy environment inside of your business, creating a binge and buy environment inside of your business where the whole idea is that someone can discover you. They look at you as their resource. They begin to binge your content, and the content alone is able to usher them into a decision-making process of actually spending money, investing money, making some kind of buying decision with you. All right. This is the stuff that's not talked about enough out there on the internet as it pertains to making money online and growing our online businesses. But that literally is the day and age that we are in right now. To be quite honest with you, we've been in this day and age, right? Honestly, ever since I came online, right? So we've got to get really, really good at creating these binge and buy environments inside of our businesses. All right. Again, sorry, y'all, for the glasses, but I have my notes and it's not on my computer, so I can't blow it up. All right. So awareness is where your business starts. All right. I'm going to take this step by step because, again, if you don't get this and you set up everything else right in your business, like, this is the magnet. This is the thing that really brings people into your world. Right? For any of you guys that have reached out to me and asked me questions about what, wanting to join me, I'm on my way to joining you, all these things. Do you guys realize, like, this is what works for me? This is what works for me. Like, It drives me nuts when people create content on YouTube just for the sake of creating content for informational purposes, but yet they don't walk the walk, right? Ran across a video today where the lady said, yes, I have 400,000 subscribers on YouTube, right? But I have an email list of 100,000 subscribers, and I can't find where she's building her email list because in the description, there's nowhere to opt in. Multiple videos I watched just to kind of peep out to see what she was doing, nowhere to opt in. So many people are really good at like learning things and consuming things and turning right back around and just trying to regurgitate it. And to me, unfortunately, they are able to build really big channels and so forth, but they're not walking the walk, right? Like they're not in fact doing what they're telling you they're doing, right? The reason I read those emails and the reason I, toot my own horn by telling you like these things happen in my business is because I want you to have confidence to actually try this. I want you to have the confidence to actually decide, you know what, I'm actually going to do this because it does in fact work. All right. Every single thing you see me do, my live streams, this is a catalyst, right? That brings people to me. This is a magnet that brings people to me. People make buying decisions, right? Based upon my live content, based upon my uploaded content. All right. And so number one, right, we have to understand that awareness is where your business starts. Okay. So how are people becoming aware of you? If you haven't thought that out, all right, we talked about decision on day number one, niching on day number two, right? Your niche, and then thinking about who that person is in your niche. We talked about your product on the next day. We talked about your marketing system yesterday. And now we're talking about awareness. Without awareness, none of those things, right, have a fighting chance of making your business any money. It doesn't matter how well those things are, how well you thought them out. If people don't become aware of you, right, they can't make money with you. Like Grant Cardone always says, right, if people don't know you, they can't flow you. We have to work really, really hard at getting our businesses and our brands, right, out of obscurity. Y'all, that is the deadliest place for your business to be, is obscurity. Nobody knowing that you exist, right? So we've got to set our businesses up in such a way where every single day there are eyeballs, right? Multiple eyeballs, lots of eyeballs, right? On our content, right? Consuming what we have out there, evaluating our offers. If that's not happening, we aren't in business. We don't stand a chance, right, of succeeding if we can't get eyeballs. So the very, very first stage is awareness. All right. Where are you going to create awareness? All right. So where your buyer discovers you, that's awareness. You've got to think about that. Where is your buyer going to discover you? Where are they going to discover your brand, right? And what are they in the market for? All right. You have to decide where you're going to create awareness. All right. Content creation and distribution is how this happens. When you decide to get really savvy with the way you create awareness, okay? The reason you want to give this so much thought is that number one, if you're savvy with the way you create awareness, right, it can literally shorten the buying process. How many of you guys would love to shorten the buying process? Where you know that if someone actually opted into your world today, that there's a great chance they could actually be a customer or buyer in your business today, right? Or a client, whatever the dynamic of your business is. When you make up your mind or you say things like, I don't want to be on video, I don't want people in my life, I don't want to put myself out there, what you're saying is that you want to draw out the buying decision. Because who do you spend money with? Can I just ask you that? Who do you spend money with? When do you take out your debit or credit card? Whose businesses do you invest into? Do you invest into businesses with no name, no faces, no messaging, no connection, no resonance, none of that? Do you invest your money there, or do you invest into people that you know, like, and trust, that have spoken to you, right? That you vibe with, where the energy is the same, where there's a match, right? Where there's alignment. So we shorten our learning curve, right? The more that we create awareness in this way. Because believe it or not, one of the most powerful lessons, right, there is to learn is that the buying decision doesn't start when you say it starts. From the moment someone pops on your video, or from the moment someone finds your ad, or from the moment someone begins to engage with you on social, watches a first reel, believe it or not, the buying decision, the buying process begins right there. That is why this is so important. So do you see how when you understand this and you know this and you put that in consideration with everything that you do, you understand that you have the power to shorten the buying time, right? The buying decision with being more mindful of how you actually create awareness in your business. So why would I ever take me out of the equation? Why would I ever take my voice, my messaging, my style, me actually showing up? I would not, because I'm the reason why people decide to buy from me. Yes, they buy third-party courses. They buy the roadmap. They buy PPM. I did not create those things, but they don't buy them just because they are those things. They buy them because of me, right? It's the same reason why people are going to buy whatever you're selling. They're buying because of you, all right? And this style of marketing, literally zero resistance, right? Zero objection and zero friction. Y'all, in 16 years, I can honestly say I haven't had a no. I don't hear no. I only hear yeses, because people either just buy, right? Or they just go away. Like, no one ever tells me no, because I'm never closing anybody. It's literally zero rejection, right? This is a great way to build your business. It's a great way to grow awareness. It's a great way to connect with people. All right. So content creation and the distribution of that content, right, is how this happens. So as we've talked about so many times, number one, you've got to pick the platform that you're going to actually commit to. All right. You want to pick the platform that you're willing to commit to. And my biggest recommendation is to pick a platform where, like, you can show up in such a way and be the most compelling to your ideal person. All right. If we're talking about binging and buying, like you actually creating like a Netflix experience where someone can consume a piece of your content and then begin to consume more of your content, you want to ask yourself, what platform and what style of content delivery, right, do I know is going to work the best when it connects with my ideal person, right? That's how you want to actually choose your platform, right? That's why I love long form content, is again, because what do I know? The buying decision starts at the moment of awareness. So if I have the opportunity to hang with you, right, in a 20-minute video that I've uploaded to YouTube, why do you think I'm able to shorten the learning curve, right? Because I'm actually building relationships in those videos. People are really, learning about me, right, in those videos. They're coming to, you heard the emails, right? 2 hours of watching my content, right? I'm ready to buy. I found you today. I bought your course. But those are not like special things that happen in my business. It happens all the time, right? And it's because I understand this and I operate my business in this way, that I create a binge and buy environment right inside of my business, right? Write this down. It's something you really want to explore. Conversational marketing. Now, that's why I'm not a believer in teleprompters. I'm not a believer in scripting. I'm not a believer in anything that I wouldn't do if I was sitting face to face with you. I believe in conversational marketing, right? Because I believe it's the truest form of communication between two people, where you actually can begin building up the know, like, and trust, and where it's not about me telling you something, right? But instead sharing and involving you in the actual conversation, even though it's through the screen. All right, guys, in 2024, right? Like, this is where it's at. You have to decide that you're going to create create a binge and buy environment, right, for your business. Okay. Especially y'all, right? Marketing the roadmap, marketing PPM, right? Those aren't $47 decisions. And so if you want more people entering your world, right, and feeling ready to make that decision, then this is what you owe your business. This is what you have to do in order to get those kind of results. All right. So let's actually talk about the platforms. All right. So YouTube is not what you got to do. There's other platforms you can consider. And this is what I'm going to tell you, right? When I first taught this way back in 2020, there was such a thing as like search engine platforms and social platforms. And YouTube was on the side of search engine. Y'all, it's 2023 now. And it's just remarkable to me that I can honestly say that while YouTube, yes, is a search engine, people still do come here and they search for things. Guess what? They go to Instagram and search as well, right? They go to TikTok and they search as well, right? People actually use the search bars on these individual platforms and they do conduct searches. But what's even bigger is that even a platform like YouTube that was statistically, right, and historically a search engine, they operate much like TikTok and Instagram does now. Meaning, if you get this, it'll help you in such a big way. Like, it'll help you create the right kind of content more often. All right. These platforms, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, right? The way they actually operate is actually off of buyer behavior, right? And so when you're trying to evaluate what platform to pick, I want you to step into the mind of your ideal person, the person that you want to serve. I gave this example in my mentorship community today, and I talked about how, you can be in the make money online niche, but your person is not just someone that wants to make money online. Why? Because there's so many angles and ways to make money online. So what if you were like, well, you know what? I've made money on Etsy. I know how to make money on Etsy. I know there are people out there desiring to make money on Etsy. Therefore, the person I'm going to serve is the person that wants to learn how to make money online using Etsy. So now that's the person you're serving. Do you see how that's so much more specific than just anyone that wants to come online and make money online? Then when you get specific like that, right, you can create very specific content. So let's keep that person in mind for a second, all right? The person that wants to learn how to make money on Etsy. Step into their shoes, okay? When they're on YouTube, how do you think they search on YouTube? What do you think they're consuming? Who do you think that they're consuming? What do you think that they're typing in the search bar, right? That's the direction you want to go in. You want to go figure out what they're already consuming and then ask yourself, can I show up on YouTube like these people? Not exactly like them, right? But in that compelling of a way to grab your person's attention and become their logical choice, right? Do you think you could do that better on Instagram? It's the same vibe, right? If they're on Instagram, right, they're likely consuming a bunch of accounts, right, of people that are sharing content around making money on Etsy or printables and things of that nature. So you go and you begin to consume the kind of accounts that your ideal person likely is consuming, and you ask yourself, right, can I create that kind of content? When I go over to Instagram and I think about my ideal person, I'm like, that's fantastic that they're on Instagram consuming that content, but that just ain't gonna be me. I'm just not gonna be that person that's gonna go meet them on Instagram in that way. It's just not for me. You see what I'm saying? So even though my person, yes, for sure, I have ideal people over there on YouTube. On Instagram, for sure I do. And for sure my ideal person is on TikTok, but they're not going to find me there. Why? Because I'm not going to create that kind of content. That's not my vibe. That's not my calling, right? Like, that's not my sweet spot. So instead, what do I think about? The kind of videos my person consumes on YouTube. And then that's the kind of content that I actually create. So it's so important. And I really hope that gives you a peek into understanding these platforms, because we're long past the days of just being able to show up on these platforms and do what you want to do if you're not creating a binge-worthy environment, okay? People are not going to watch one of your videos, right? And the majority of people, it's not just one and done. Right? Y'all, this is why I say things like we got to create daily. We got to be on our platforms daily. Because if someone wants more of you and there is no more of you, right, what's going to prevent them from hopping off and spending time with someone else that is actually a resource for them? One video doesn't make you a resource. One post doesn't make you a resource, right? People are looking for reliability. They're looking for consistency. They're looking for volume. They're looking for the fact that you're not new to this, you're true to this, right? They want to give themselves reason after reason after reason to buy. And that's exactly what your binge and buy content actually does. Let me know if this makes sense. All right. See if I can see without my glasses. All right. And so back in the day, I used to say like both work well, search engine and social. But now it's not even about that, because they pretty much all operate the same way. So what you've got to do is ask yourself, okay, where am I going to call home where I'm going to create all of my binge-worthy content? Right? Where am I going to call home? Where am I going to show up on a daily basis? Right? How am I going to make use of this platform? All right. This is the way you want to think about binge-worthy content and your person. is that once, and again, this is how the platforms work. Once someone discovers your content, right? So I'm going to use someone's new name that's out there. Lakeitha. Okay. I don't think we've ever connected. So let's say Lakeitha encountered my content today. All right. Let's say it was an uploaded piece of content, right? Well, the way I'm thinking is that now when Lakeitha comes back on YouTube, I want her to see a short of mine. I want YouTube to show her something else of mine. The only way YouTube can do that is if I am giving YouTube the content, right, to be able to do that. And the way that I know this is exactly how it works is because whenever I begin to consume someone's content, when I jump back on YouTube, that's generally the person's content, right, that I continue to see, right? Veronica, when I was first starting to help Veronica in her business and I was watching her content as she was getting going, every single time I hopped on YouTube, it was her content. Y'all, let me know if this is eye-opening. Like when you understand this, do you understand why you don't have any time to sit back and not create? You don't have that time. You don't, right? It's like literally like hit or miss. Like you gotta decide to be in this thing because that's just the way these platforms work now, right? On Instagram, the few people that I research, let's just say that, the few people I research on Instagram, guess what? Whenever I go over to Instagram, right, they're the first content that pops up. I don't even have to go over to their accounts. Their accounts automatically pop up. You guys, is this useful information to have? Absolutely. Right? So how do you become someone's truly trusted advisor? How do you stay top of mind? How do you become their resource? How do you create a binge and buy environment on your chosen platform? Is you exhaust, right, all that you can do on that platform. You exhaust all that you can do. And for YouTube, what I love is that I can do uploaded content. I can do live streaming. I can do shorts. And I can do YouTube community. And y'all, today, guess what? I did all four. I did all four today. And that is my focus for 2024, right? Because when you discover me, I want it to be very, very hard for you to unsee me. Write that down. I want it to be very, very hard for you to unsee me. I want my marketing to be annoying. I want you to say she's everywhere. And when I'm not on YouTube and I'm on my phone, I'm getting emails from her. Yes, boo, yes. That is how, right, we make the big bucks. You got to get yourself out of obscurity. You'd rather have people saying every time I turn around, she's there. Because here's the thing. Here's the good news about that. You got to get to a place in your business where you know without a shadow of a doubt that what you have to offer, your ideal person needs. And let's say Lakeitha was that person, right, that discovered me today, right? And I believe she's my ideal person, right? Of course, she's got to keep seeing me. Because of course, the things that I have to offer are going to help her get what it is that she wants. Of course, she's got to keep seeing me. So I'm really doing her an incredible service by making sure my content stays in front of her because the help that she desires, she needs to know that the help is there. And she needs to realize I'm the logical choice. So we don't say front of mind like this. It makes it a lot harder, right? To stay in front of our people, right? And to make those sales easier inside of our business. Y'all, this is the stuff that literally, like, you're going to pay thousands of dollars to understand what I just shared about how these platforms work. And if you knew this, you'd already be creating the kind of content and the volumes you needed to create. I just blew your mind with that information. Because now you know, right, how to decide to pick your platform and show up on those platforms in a little bit different way, right? So that you create that binge and buy environment for your person where you are literally always there. Do you see how what maybe worked a couple of years ago, it no longer works now? Ever since 2020, right, the internet's just become more saturated, period. It's not about any kind of business model being more saturated. The internet is more saturated. It's no longer about just businesses trying to get your attention. It's just simply people that are doing entertaining reels, entertaining shorts that are trying to get your attention. Am I right or am I right? Like, you're trying to handle business and you're trying to get away from the entertainment that's happening. Everyone is trying to get their piece. Everyone is trying to get their piece. Are you? Are you? And everyone that understands this, they are creating, right, binge-worthy environments, whether it's entertainment, whether they're making money from AdSense, whether they have their own thing to sell. They understand that they've got to create an environment that's binge-worthy, right, and to get themselves out of obscurity. You've got to fight to get yourself out of obscurity, all right? Think of your content as not some hard thing that you have to create, okay? Let's not talk about in 2024 creating content, all right? It's not about content creation. Write this down, all right? How about you just start documenting what it is that you do? How about you just start documenting and sharing your journey? Right? Today I did a video and what was it titled? How to make more money online and hit your online business goals. And do you know what I did? I walked them through my pivot. I walked them through the decisions and the choices I've made over these past few months of me pivoting in my business, right? That helped me pivot faster. That's all that I did. I didn't have to do you see why I don't have to script anything? I have talking points, yes. I don't have to script anything. I don't need a teleprompter because I'm not creating content. This is my intellectual property. This is my journey. These are my steps. So if you can just get out of trying to tell people stuff and or regurgitate and thinking you have to create content and you start documenting more. Like right now, I'm setting up this whole thing in my business. And guess what? I'm documenting it all. And I'm going to start breaking it down and sharing it all as if I'm teaching a doggone masterclass. Matter of fact, in 2024, my channel is largely going to be a bunch of mini masterclasses, just teaching everything that I know, right? Because even in all of that teaching, guess what? People still need the courses that I have to offer. They're going to want them even more, right? When they're done with my content. So when we're talking about creating this binge-worthy environment, okay, think about binge-worthy as in reality TV. Would you rather watch, and I like documentary, but would you rather watch someone telling you something, reading a story to you, or would you rather feel like that you're caught up in someone's actual life and their world, and you're getting real accounts of how they did something? Would you rather me tell you like 5 points from a module or a course that I just consumed? Or would you rather click on a video that says, here's exactly how I got to 6 figures in 7 months. Here's exactly how I made 5,000 in 2 days, right? Step-by-step process of how I went from nurse, right, to full-time online. What would you rather have? Something that you can find on Google or real accounts of how I did what I did? So we talk about binge-worthy content, right? It's got to be worthy of binging. It's not just binge content. You don't create binge and buy environments by volume of content alone. It's got to be volumes of content where someone watches one of your pieces of content and they're like, I got to go watch more. Just like the emails I just shared with you guys earlier. I've been watching your channel for 2 hours. Who would love that? Yeah, over the years, I've had people say, I spent the whole week watching your channel. It's not just because I have a lot of content there. It's because my content's good. It's because they want to go from piece to piece to piece to piece. And y'all consider the fact that I don't do short form content like that. So imagine, right, how that content works. So instead of thinking, right, and struggling, oh my gosh, how do I create all this content? Stop creating content. Right? And start documenting and sharing your journey, your experiences, what you're doing inside of your business. Did you just create a lead magnet? Why don't you do a video and talk about how to create a lead magnet, right? For those of y'all that are just getting your business system set up, do a doggone video, right? How I use System.io to build my money getting system. I used to make tons of money, right? And get tons of signups from those kind of videos. I'd be sitting down. I'm like, hey, I'm getting ready to send a broadcast email to my list. Let me actually screen share this, right? And I would actually be recording myself sending a broadcast. And then I would title the video like how I send an email broadcast using blah, blah, blah software. Or how I use this software to build my XYZ business. And do you know what would happen? People would find that video because they were searching for how to use that piece of software. And then they were like, damn, this girl's good. And they would not only get the software from me, but then they would buy the business from me as well. Why? Because I didn't just get on there and talk about the thing, right? I shared my actual experience of me using the doggone software. That's the day and age that we're in right now. Stop creating, start sharing, start documenting, right? Start involving people in the overall process of your business, right? If I was in the weight loss industry, and I did this before when I was in the weight loss industry, right? I recorded me making smoothies. I recorded me working out. Y'all remember this one time I had uploaded a video on YouTube of me working out, right? And I posted it. And like an hour later, I remember I got a new customer and a new business associate. They were like, yeah, I watched your video and I was like, I got to do this. And when I went to go do it, right, I upgraded myself to become a distributor as well. Y'all, there are people that are like killing themselves trying to get customers and to recruit people into their companies. Right. And again, that was an example. I just simply shared me doing Turbo Jam. Literally, I was doing Turbo Jam. And it's sold for me. I would just be, and my husband even said it, right? We were listening to this one video and this guy, I forget his name is, I think it's Sam something, but every day he records a video of him like getting in his car and like driving to his workout. And it's just very casual conversation. And then while he's working out, the camera is still rolling and people are watching him work out. And it's just every single day he takes people on his journey of actually working out. And I was telling my husband, I'm like, that's what I want to do. Like, I want to do more of this content in my business. He's like, you know what? And he's like, in my opinion, like you should be going live with your office hours. And I was like, well, I don't know if I want to do that, but I got his point. It's like, I need to start sharing my actual world a lot more, right, inside of my business. Are you guys getting this? Right? Are you getting this? Like, we need to be like letting people know this is what it looks like. This is how it is. This is how you do this. You're not losing money by actually showing someone how you do processes and things inside of your business, regardless of niche. You're not losing anything. If anything, right, you're bringing the sales closer to you. You're closing the gap, right, from people being like, I don't know, I'm skeptical, to, oh yeah, I got to do this, right? I got to do this. Okay, so stop thinking you got to create content. Your best binge-worthy content is going to be content where it's like people can't get enough of you, right? And so decide, right, to be a personality, to be a brand, to be their BFF. Right? So they feel like they're coming along this journey with you. They feel like they actually already know you. All right. So this is the kind of content that is magnetic. Okay. Write these things down, you guys. And I want you to start judging your content, right? What would you do based upon your content? And I know all of us are like, my content's awesome. I get it, right? We probably all say that, right? My content's awesome. Right? But literally, I want you to really, really think about it in the lens of your person that doesn't know your industry lingo, that doesn't know this stuff, right? That doesn't know you, right? Is your content magnetic? Magnetic content is the binge-worthy content. Again, the reason we call it binge and buy, or I call it binge and buy, is because what do we do with Netflix? One more episode, one more episode, one more episode. Right? And then you wake up and Netflix is like, hey, Chica, are you still there? You're like, yes, I'm still here, even though you missed 5 episodes, and you pick up wherever you were, right? Because you're binging. It's holding and keeping your attention. That's what we want on our channels, right? On our accounts, is people constantly watching more, right? You want content that's attractive. You want content that pulls them into your world, and you want content that speaks to them. Right? You want content that speaks to them. All right. That's why you guys having mass clarity and really feeling aligned with your business model, your offerings, and your ideal person is so important. I'm going to say this again. Okay. Yes, I have my notes here because like this is one of my most favorite lessons I ever teach, because again, the impact it's had in my business. So I want to make sure you guys really, really get this. You avoid this, and I don't care what you do in your business, you're missing the mark, and you're going to make it so much harder to accomplish what you want to accomplish in your business. Having mass clarity, okay? And really, it's just the two things, y'all, more than anything. The niche that you serve and the person that you're serving in that niche. Use the example that I shared. You could be in the make money online niche, right? You're going to have more success speaking very intently to someone. So if you're like, yes, I want to help people make money on Etsy, do you see how, right? If you talk about that, you become the resource for the person that wants to make money on Etsy. Your channel begins to be the channel or the account that talks all things making money on Etsy, right? Do you see how easy now taking people into your world and allowing them to experience what making money online and creating a business based upon Etsy can actually be? I really, really hope you guys are getting this. Like, I get so excited about this because I'm telling you, like, this is where my money flows from, right? This is where my money flows from, right? And the sooner you can get this, like, you can begin to make business easier and more simplified in your business as well. All right. Let me see. Okay. So mass clarity, okay, around your business model, your offerings, and your ideal person, okay, allows you to think in their mind. Please write that down. What questions do they have? Where are they skeptical? Do they feel the same way that you feel about certain things? You've got to step into their shoes, step into their mind. You've got to become them. This is why I truly believe, especially when you're first getting started, and I think I talked about this in my video today, is that your ideal person being like you, write this down, when maybe you most needed you, like the information you share in your business, when you most needed this, right? Was there no one there? Did you have to figure it out? Right? Like, I look at my girl, Brittany, right here, right? That's one of my coaching clients. She got to a place in her career because she figured it out. She created formats, frameworks, checklists, blueprints. She created the thing, right, that allowed her to be successful. So now in her business, right, as a coach and a consultant, right, to her clients, that's what she sells them. She sells them what she needed the most, but couldn't find, right, when she was in their position. Y'all, please write that down. She created something for herself because she couldn't find it when she needed it. So what she needs to do, like in this example, which she does, right, is remember what it felt like to know you needed something, but to not have it there. And then to go ahead and create it for yourself. So she has a career where she earns 6 figures in her career because she paved a way for herself. She created something for herself. And her clients are out there, right, wanting the career path, right, that she's been able to create for herself. So the best thing she can do is remember what it was like to be them, right, when she most needed this kind of information, but it wasn't there. And now she's them for them. She's there for them now. That's the best thing you can do in your business, you guys. That's why it's so important to know who you're really talking to. Because if they can hear that, they'll feel confident. As this sounds kooky, I know, but they'll feel safe in making the buying decision. And it won't be about skepticism at this point. And a lot of the things that often hold us back, if anything, you'll just create this readiness in them where they're like, okay, yes, I'm giving myself permission to move along. I'm giving myself permission, right, to get started and to do this thing because I trust, right? I trust Veronica. I trust Brittany. I trust Elizabeth, right? I trust. That is how we get people to that point. We create these environments. Y'all, the biggest thing you can do in your business, right, is take total responsibility for why things aren't happening the way that you would desire them to happen and figure out where the breakdown is. And fix that breakdown. And believe it or not, this is one of those areas, right? This is one of those areas. All right. Y'all, it's a lot of work. It's a lot of work to get your business out of obscurity. You've got to be very, very intentional. And again, it starts back on day number 2 of this series, which is getting really, really defined on your niche and the person that you're serving and letting the platforms know this is who I'm here for. The platforms got to know that that's who you're here for so they can start getting your content out in front of those people. And then you've got to be very, very consistent in that. That's why you have to have the mindset that I'm creating this as a resource for my person. And what happens, I'm going to dive a little bit deeper so you guys really get this. Then, right, again, along with this clarity, it's like now for me, every single time I create a piece of content, I'm like, okay, is this too much meism? Like, am I just doing this because I want to create it? Or will this person, my ideal person, really view this as a resource? Can I see them actually sitting there taking notes, right? Do I believe they're really going to be made better based upon this content, right? Is it insightful? Is it intelligent? Is it useful? Is it helpful? Is it going to help them take one further step? Is it going to inspire them? Is it going to make them want more? Like, that's the thought and consideration, the questioning I put behind my content. I don't just put content up there to check off boxes, right? I really needed to be a resource for my person, right? Where they feel like, okay, I have one more question answered, or I've gotten everything that I need now to go ahead and take the next step, right? Or they feel compelled to consume more and more of my actual content. All right. When you guys are done here, go over to my channel, right, and actually see like how I've cleaned things up. Well, you might not even notice I clean things up, but just look at my playlists. My playlists speak to my ideal person, right? I have a start here playlist, and you'll see what that says. I have a live streaming playlist. You'll see what that says. And I have a playlist now for this series, right? Is because, again, I have to understand my channel's a resource. And so if somebody wants more, I want them to know exactly where to go, right, to get what they want, to get what they need, right? And so, again, I had to keep them in mind with all of these things. Or again, you guys, yeah, this is work. This is work. But you're either going to throw spaghetti against the wall, hope that it sticks, and then be frustrated some 6 months down the road when the same thing that you've been doing doesn't work. Just because you're bringing new motivation into your business, y'all, it doesn't mean things are going to change. Just because you have greater insight doesn't mean things are going to change. Right? I was watching a video today by Layla Hormozi. I love her. And because she's so practical. And she said, like, she had to get to a point in her business, in her life, honestly, where she realized, you know, she was putting such a, this is going to help some of y'all, I know. I did a live stream a few weeks ago, and I talked about how mindset, I think it was during this series, matter of fact, how mindset can like trip you up, good and bad. And what she talked about how there was a point in her business where she really had she put a lot of heavy weight on what she thought, really thinking that what she thought defined the results that she would get, right? And like things like, oh, if I think I'm going to have a bad day, I'm going to have a bad day. Believe it or not, y'all, we hear these things, right? Thoughts are things, and we put so much weight on it. And she said the same thing that I said in my live stream. But that's not greater than taking action. There are people out there with not so great mindsets that are not good people, but they take the action that generates wealth. They make the decisions that generate wealth or generate the results that they want. There are people that are in amazing physical shape that don't have impeccable mindsets, but they're doers. And she said, I got to a place where I realized like my action trumped everything. It was my action, not the fact that I was suffering from depression or, you know, that, oh, because I thought I was going to have a bad day, I had a bad day. She's like, none of those things mattered. I got to a place where my actions were way more important, right? That's what we have to understand, especially going into 2024. A new heightened sense of motivation and excitement over something new that you're doing doesn't change the game for you. What changes the game for each and every one of us is like taking what's been shared during this series and deciding to create an action plan, not just a blueprint, right? Not just a declaration, but an actual action plan. And then every single day deciding to be incredibly strategic, right? About what it is that we do. And then being accountable for what we actually do, knowing that's the only thing. You do understand that, right? It's the only thing. It literally is the great separator between those that are hitting their marks and accomplishing things and those that are not. It's not the fact that you have these really great thoughts. It's not the fact that you meditate. Can I be real with y'all? Y'all know I'm a God girl. It's not the fact that you pray. You can pray and do nothing, and you'll find yourself in the exact same situation. Because the last I checked, God's not coming down to work your business. Jesus is not coming down to meet you to work your business. We do those things, yes, right? Because for prayer, foundation for me. But it doesn't take away the fact that I've got to show up and I've got to put these business principles into place. Right? So you guys, I share these things because these are real things from my own business. Right? And as I've taken my business way more seriously over these past like several months since I pivoted, like I realized the importance, the gravity that more people need to understand. A lot of these things that you're hearing, whether from me or from other people, this is not just hoity-toity, light, fluffy, oh, it'd be nice. No, these are practical things you've got to put into place. You've got to decide to treat your business very, very seriously. Okay? You'll hear people talk about 2-hour workday. That's bullcrap for the majority of people. It's not the reality. It's not. I'm not saying that some people don't have that. I'm saying for the majority. Y'all, the lady I talked about that did $1 million in 3 months on Instagram selling the roadmap, she talks about working 6 hours a day in her business. And she's done over $2 million over the past like 6 months. She talks about doing 6-hour days. It's time that we just get real about what it takes, even if that scares people from taking action. I would rather scare someone and them say, nah, like that's not for me, versus you investing or throwing away money, right? Because you decide not to do anything because you didn't realize all that it actually takes. I hope that makes sense. I really, really do. All right. Ooh, I said a mouthful there. So yesterday we talked about the 24/7 money getting system, right? And we talked about how it's not just your tech setup of that money getting system. That's a big part of it, a very, very important part of it. But we also talked about how the content that you create. So think about this binge and buy environment as kind of being like your invisible part of your 24/7 money getting system. Because if we understand that once someone gets over to our capture page or a sales page, believe it or not, much of the selling, the process could already be working on them. We got to understand where the importance really lies. It's way more important what we do in our content, how we get people feeling, how we connect with people. It's way more important here than it is to get all of our wording correct on our sales page. Like I said before, I don't remember the last time I entirely read a sales page before I made a buying decision, because more often than not, I was sold during the live stream, or I was sold, right, because I consumed some content of theirs. And I was like, yeah, this is exactly what I need. And I just went over to the sales page as a technicality, but I wasn't like going through it with a fine tooth comb, right? Making sure I understood everything. It was just a technicality, right? So this is why it's so important, right? To know that literally whatever account you decide to choose, believe it or not, like that's your sales engine. That's the catalyst of your actual business. All right. More energy, more effort, more consideration there, right? Than all of this time trying to perfect, right, a long drawn out sales page that most people just are not going to read. If you don't captivate their attention with content, they're likely not ever going to make it over to your sales page. They're going to go find someone that captivates their attention, right? And that's the person's sales page or system that they're going to actually enter. All right. Once someone moves, this is again a really important fact. Once someone moves from being topic aware, okay? So let's say that January 1 rolls around and I'm like, okay, Steph, this is the year you get it together. You're going to lose weight. Let's go on YouTube. Let's find someone we can plug into. So I enter YouTube, and right now I don't have a person in mind. So I just start searching for like weight loss solutions as an example. Okay. I am topic aware. I'm problem aware, and I'm solution aware. I'm looking for a solution and or someone to help me lose weight. Okay. Once I begin my search and I find someone that I resonate with, right now, it's no longer about the topic. Okay. Because I already know I want to lose weight. I already know I'm looking for someone. I already know I want to invest into something. Now my energy, my focus, my attention is now on the person. Are they the right person? So you got to understand, when people make their buying decisions, it's not like they're saying, I want to lose weight. Let me go to YouTube. And then first video I find, that's my person. No. Most often they're going through a lot of different content for one reason or another, however their journey goes, right? And so now it's not about being topic aware, it's about being person aware. Who is it I want to give my time, energy, and money to, right? Who is that? If that's going to be you, do you see why you've got to be really, really great, right, at creating a container for them where they feel like I have found my person? Even without investing a dime, they've helped me so much just based upon their free content on YouTube or on whatever platform you're on. You guys, I have had people buy from me. They literally have told me, I had to buy your program because if your free stuff is this good, I can only imagine how your paid stuff is. Wouldn't you guys love that? People are buying because they feel like it's like an obligation. If your free stuff is this good, I can only imagine. Right? That's why doing what we do is so important. Learning these skills is so important. That's why when I tell y'all the roadmap's not a joke. The roadmap is not a get in and just so you can resell it. It's going to be the best $500 investment, right? It's going to be the best investment you make in your business when it comes to learning the skills that are necessary to get you set up for online business success and really begin to understand these things, hone these things, and move into a place of mastery as you begin to actually do. All right. If you guys are here live, let me know if you have any questions. All right. All right. So here's the last bit. All right. And I kind of talked about this again, but it's just important to nail this home here. All right. So we have to create content in abundance. All right. The email that I sent out today to my list tonight before I went live, I said $500 per piece of content. All right. One of my members loved when I said that. He's like, I love that idea. And he got excited over it. All right. So let's say that my commitment is 3 pieces of content a day. All right. Variety of formats on YouTube. Okay. So that's 3 times, let's say 365. Okay. Let's just go ahead and use let's just go ahead and use 300. So 3 times 300. And let's just say out of the year, 65 days are days where I ended up don't creating content for one reason or another. Let's just leave room for error. All right. So that's 900 pieces of content. All right. And let's just say that the only thing that I was selling was the roadmap for $500. Let's multiply 900 times 500. Y'all, that's $450,000. Now I want you to think about what I shared with you tonight. Y'all, I was getting those kind of results in terms of people buying from my content before I even had this heightened awareness about what I was even really doing. It was just happening to me because I was magnetic in my content. Right? As I share this stuff with you now, I have a greater sense of awareness and appreciation for how important this is. And I'm way more intentional about being this way in my content now because I understand the ramifications, right, of why it works, right? And I understand that if I'm not, again, I understand the ramifications. If I don't do this, then I'm just throwing spaghetti against the wall or creating content that's not going to help my business. But what if every piece of content that you created sometime throughout the year, right, equal the sale in your business for whatever it is that you're selling? Is that not eye-opening? Does that not blow your mind? Do you believe that every piece of content that you create could have the ability to bring someone to making a buying decision with you? See, I do, and I'll tell you why. See, where your mind might be going right now is, Steph, I don't understand how if I made a post like on YouTube community, could that really sell a $500 thing? Well, let's think about it for a second. Let's say someone discovers my video today. First time ever watching my content. They discover my video, right? And maybe they do opt into my email list because they do want to know more, all right? But they don't buy anything, all right? Maybe they watch a little bit more, some more of my videos, all right? But then it's time for them to go to work or go to bed. And the next day they get up and they go to YouTube. And now there's a community post there. All right. And it intrigues them like, yeah, that's really profound. But I'm in their face. I'm there. Right. They read the post. That's another awareness. That's another interaction. But maybe still, it doesn't do much. Then maybe later that day, they receive an email from me. Surprise, surprise, right? They receive an email from me. Let me see what she has to talk. Let me see what she's talking about. Right. They read the email. They click the link. They go over to my sales page. They start processing, okay, this sounds really, really good. Definitely sounds like what I need. right? Because maybe they're just not there right now. They're just like, I just don't really know if I want to spend money right now or invest money right now. Y'all know this is how people think, right? This is how we respond to information. You see, a lot of times y'all think people are gung-ho. You think because they're searching for something, they must want the solution right then and there. We're not the most important things in their life. What we have to offer just is not the most important thing. We make it the most important thing, right? By the way that we show up and stay in front of them and all the, that's why we do what we do. So this person reads the email, they still don't take any kind of action, right? You're like, well, Steph, that's like 3 exposures and you didn't make $500. No one said, right, that it was first exposure I make the money. No, let's say the next day, right, they watch a short of mine. They go to YouTube and bam, there I am with a short. And they're like, you know what, doggone it. Let me actually just take some time and really process this because clearly this must be working for her. This must be really, really good because she keeps talking about this stuff, right? And let's say for whatever reason, it is that short that gets them to sit down, process the information and decide, you know what? I love what she said in her video. I watched a couple of her videos and I get it, right? And then that post and they decide to buy. See, we don't know what piece of content is going to be the piece of content. If we're sitting here relying upon just an uploaded piece of content or just one thing, and we're missing all of the other potential content ideas or pieces or formats that can connect with them, whether short form, long form, or whatever, we're missing valuable interaction time. We're missing valuable exposure time, right? This is how we come out of obscurity. Coming out of obscurity isn't just because we start getting a bunch of views, but how often are people consuming us and watching us? How often are we actually in their face? So imagine that process now working for you day in and day out. You upload new content, new people come into your world, they come back to YouTube, they consume more content, they consume your shorts, they consume your community posts. Do you see how when you get serious about treating your account as a resource, that guess what? It actually ends up being a resource. And when it's a resource for other people, guess what? It can become a resource for your bank account. It works hand in hand. What too many people do is they worry why didn't one piece of content do well? Why did I get all of these views and no opt-ins? Well, shame on you for putting so much weight on one piece of content, right? When there's so much more out there that you can actually do. There's so much more work that you can put into this to really make a case for why people should stop and listen to you. Y'all, this takes work, right? This takes work. But can you see how each and every one of us can set up our business in this way? Pick your platform, right? And decide to be the logical choice for your ideal person on that platform. All right. And then the last thing I had to say around this, right? In terms of you have to create content in abundance. All right. Is that there is no binging. Remember, we're creating binge and buy environments. All right. There is no binging with one piece of content. Okay. There is no binging with one post. There is no binging with one live stream. There is no binging with one story. There is no binging with one short or with one reel or with one blog post or with one email, with one of anything. Right. Binging comes, right, when someone can sit down and the information is readily made available for them to binge, which means each and every one of us, we've got to get on our game, right? We've got to get on our game, all right? So when you think about 2024 and you think about what it is that you want, the way that I want you to look at this and even process all the information we've talked about thus far, if you're like, Steph, I want to do $250,000 in 2024, or I want to do $50,000 in first quarter 2024. Each and every one of y'all should already know like what your target is for the year, or at the very minimum, first quarter. Do you know what you really have to ask yourself? What are you willing to exchange to get that? If you want $50,000, if you want $10,000 in January, what are you willing to exchange for that $10,000 in January? Are you willing to invest in yourself? Are you willing to get the information? Are you willing to equip yourself with the knowledge? right? Are you willing to take action? Are you willing to do the things that we talked about to get yourself set up and to get yourself in position to even make it possible? Because if you want to do $10,000 in January as an example, but you're not willing to invest in yourself, you're not willing to learn, you're not willing to take action, you're not willing to take these things seriously, then all you're doing is making yet another resolution. How have all the other resolutions worked out? In business, we set targets, right? We set targets. And then we put strategic action plans behind it, right? To get us to that target and or to bring the target closer to us. We don't make resolutions, all right? We don't create dreams. We set goals and or we set targets. That's what businesses do. Businesses don't statistically have dream boards. Again, can we kind of see where a lot of these things that we were taught to do in business, like who taught us these things? Right? No, we don't want dream boards. Okay. We want a target. What's your target? And what are you willing to exchange, AKA do, to hit that target? Okay, real business talk, you guys. We've got to switch it up. We've got to look at things and think about our business differently. That's where we're moving into, you guys, in 2024. That's where I've been for many, many months now. And for those of y'all that know, you know, right? We've been having these conversations for quite some time. It's seriously time to buckle down, right? And decide that it's non-negotiable that you're going to hit your target. All right. So day number 1, we talked about making the decision. Day number 2, we talked about the mindset hack or mindset trap. Day number 3, we talked about niching, right? Discovering your niche and the person you're serving. The next day, we talked about choosing the product or your product suite that you're going to offer, right? What are you selling them? What is it that they want, right? And is your product really a solution for what it is that they want? Are you selling them what they want so they can buy? Yesterday, we talked about your 24/7 money getting system. And today we talked about creating that binge and buy environment inside of your business, right? To help you close the gap and shorten the actual buying experience. All right. So I want to encourage you. Okay. If you don't have the information in your hands, you guys, it's step number 1 for deciding that you want to get serious about making money online. You got to equip yourself with the information, with the knowledge. All right. And you have to start developing the skills. You've got to learn the business of online business and you've got to develop digital marketing skills. I don't care what niche you're in. I don't care whether it's health and wellness. I don't care whether you want to coach people. You've got to develop digital marketing skills. All right. You have to learn how to operate online, or it doesn't matter what you sell and or how passionate you are about it, right? You're likely not going to experience the level of success that you desire. All right. Y'all, that is why I love the courses that I actually offer. And I'm telling you, tonight was one of those nights where I was like, maybe I'll just go live tomorrow because I was just exhausted from doing so much today. But I'm like, no, I have to go live because we only have 3 days left of this year. And it's really, really important for me to make sure more and more people know that in 3 days, free mentorship for all of 2024 goes away. Free mentorship, free support community, it goes away. So for anyone that decides, right, to get involved with either one of the courses that I sell, okay, you get mentorship for all of 2024 included. That's my mentorship hub where you get a lot of additional resources and trainings. We're going to do quite a few masterminds and master classes to really help you in mastering the things that you're learning in these individual courses. A lot of the stuff that we talked about during this series, right, we're going to be focused on mastering those. Really, first quarter, a lot on niching, right? And a lot on content creation for that actual niche. All right. And then you get support as well. Every Tuesday, you get office hours where you can pop in my Zoom room, ask me questions, get guidance, get feedback, and not be in business all by yourself. That's included for anyone that decides to invest in one of these courses in between now and December 31st. After January 1, there is an additional investment if you decide that you want a mentorship as well. If you want mentorship and you want support, right, you are paying for that come January 1. And I don't want that for you. Yes, clearly I'll gladly take your money, right? But, all right, I'm doing my very, very best to get out there now, right, to help anyone that knows that they could benefit from mentorship, right, and support to go ahead and like claim your spot right now, right? There's Afterpay and Klarna in place for both courses that allow you to be able to get started with payment plans, allowing you to spread out your payments. Let's talk a little bit about the courses in case you're not fully aware. And if you are here and you do have any questions, feel free to drop them in the live chat. More than happy to answer your questions, provide any additional guidance that you may need around the courses to help you make the buying decision that's right for you. All right. So the roadmap is what I would recommend for anybody. Or if I've said a lot tonight or during this series and you're like, huh? Then the roadmap is where you really, really need to be. Like that is your online business and digital marketing Bible. That is your manifesto. That's going to make sure that you begin to learn the foundation of digital marketing. That you're going to learn the business of online business. You're going to learn how to be online, show up online, get set up, right? Your money getting system, your capture pages, your funnels, your sales pages, your payment processors, your legal pages, like everything that you need in your business, right? Creating content, platform training. If you want to learn Instagram, phenomenal Instagram training. If you want to learn TikTok, great TikTok training. If you want to learn YouTube, there's good YouTube training that's there for you. If you want to learn Pinterest, there's Pinterest training there for you, right? You learn every aspect, right, of getting started, getting set up, and running your online business. All right. With the other program, Passive Profit Millionaire, if you already have had your feet wet in this industry and you're like, I know that I want to really focus on creating very simple digital products and selling them on social media, Passive Profit Millionaire was put together by Haley, who did $500,000 in 5 months from her own digital products. And so her course is really like a VIP day. It's like she's taking you through the entire process of how she did what she did. Like you're getting her accounts, right, on how she created her digital products, right, how she set them up, how she chose her niche. She helps you with it all, right? And so it's a more, I would say like a more simplified process. So if you know, like you want to go in that direction, right, then Passive Profit Millionaire will be right up your alley. All right. If you can invest in both, grab them both. Do you know why I say that? Because in 2024, how many income streams do you want? Right? I have people almost every day that buy all these courses from me. Some people buy one, some people buy them both. All right. But if you can't buy them both, it doesn't make sense for you, right? Buy one of them. All right. And again, the reason I said, right, more income streams is because both of these courses, they're learn and earn. All right. They have the learning capacity where you're going to pick up the knowledge, gain the skills, right? You're going to learn all these individual things. And both of them come with master resale rights, which is a license that allows you to sell these courses as your own. So if you are like me, right, and this is how you want to make money in your business, you're not an affiliate. No one splits money with you. You're not waiting for a paycheck. These courses, they help you set these courses up as an individual digital product inside of your business, right? Where you get to sell these as your own and keep 100% profit. So every single time someone buys the roadmap, they're buying it from me. They buy, that money is going to my bank account instantly. When they buy Passive Profit Millionaire, that's $340 going instantly into my bank account. When they buy the bundle, that's $840 going directly into my bank account. All right. I love these two courses because they do three powerful things. They give you three powerful advantages. Number one, you get to acquire the knowledge and develop the skills. No one can ever take those things away from you. You come out better no matter what. Number two, opportunity. These courses teach you how to, number one, create opportunity for yourself, whether that's taking your ideas and turning them into digital products or services or your own business. And they give you the opportunity of being able to sell the courses as your own, right? So let's say you do have a product idea that you want to run with. These courses will help you set that up. And then if you also set these courses up to sell as your own, that's two income streams that you have right out the gate. And the beautiful side of that is as you begin to do what you do, there will be people that pop up and say, hey, how did you get your business set up? How did you learn this stuff? And guess what? You get to direct them to the course, right? Or the courses that help you get all this stuff set up. Now, this is exactly why I decided to pivot, is I didn't want to have to teach people this step by step anymore. I wanted people to be able to say, Steph, I want to model what you do, and me be able to turn them over to a course where they can learn everything that I know about making money online. but they can literally be in position to model what it is that I do, that they can get this for themselves and not just get the information, but also get the opportunity as well. And to me, y'all, that's just huge. I don't feel we can put a price tag on being in a position to give people opportunities, being able to give people businesses that can begin to make them money instantly, right? What I mean by instantly is that you don't have to set anything up, meaning you don't have to go out there and create products or services if you don't want to, right? It's there for the taking if this is the direction that you want to go in, right? And this is exactly how I got started way back in 2007. I found a product that taught me, and I turned right back around and began to introduce it to other people. And I made 28 sales in my first 30 days because I was able to just get out there and begin making money. And I didn't have to worry about a lot of the complications, right, of creating my own thing, which I knew nothing about. I just got to get out there and I got to give myself some W's really, really quickly. All right. And so when you decide to invest in yourself before the end of the year, you're going to get mentorship for all of 2024 included, mentorship and support. All right. So you can go to makemoneyonlinewithsteph.com to get all the information on either courses or both courses. Get the information in your hands, right? Pick the course that makes the most amount of sense for you. If you have any questions, feel free to shoot me over an email. I'll be more than happy to learn more about where you are on your journey right now and tell you, depending upon where you want to go, which course would be the most suitable for you. And I look so forward to helping you and getting started. I don't see any questions here, but I do see a couple of chats. I want to go back and read those. Let me see. Medical Management for Life says, I completely love what you stand for and how you run your business. Thank you so much. I love hearing that. And I strive to model my business model after your beliefs and advice. I have the roadmap and I am pumped at doing the same. Yes, I'm so glad. I'm so glad. I love hearing this. I really, really do. Just know it's yours for the taking if you're still out there, right? It is yours for the taking. And again, that's why I love what I do, is because if somebody wants to model what I do, they can absolutely model it. Like I'm an open book and you have access to the same training, the same information, right? The same funnels, the same everything that I use in my business that you can use in your business as well. And you have my mentorship, right? So yes, allow me to be your mentor, allow me to be your guide, right? Allow me to help make this very possible and doable for you, in this coming up year. Brittany, my girl Brittany, this is confirmation. The best compliments I get on YouTube is about how what I share isn't found in books. Absolutely. Yes, absolutely. That's not what people want. They don't want to say, wait, I think I saw that on YouTube, or I read that in the book. If they want to read some in the book, they can go to Barnes and Noble. Literally, like people, we love reality TV. I will click any day on a video that says, learn how I did this, or I earned this, or I did that, versus like just 5 steps to something. I want an inside peek or inside scoop into how you did what you did, right? That, and I honestly, y'all, that's why I love Passive Profit Millionaires, is because it's really like her journey, right? Of how she made $500,000 with digital products. And I've gained so much insight, right, from that course. The roadmap is like so near and dear to my heart, is because when I was making the pivot and the decision to pivot in my business, I was scared. Like I was really, really scared. I'm like, I'm doing this like smack dab in the middle of the year. And what's this going to do for my money? And what are people going to think? And literally like the roadmap, I've said this time and time again, it was my life vest. It was the time for me to actually realize that it's time for me to look out for me first. And it made me buckle down. It made me get way more serious about being accountable to my daily method of operation. It's exactly what got me on a path of discovering what was wrong with my YouTube channel and how to fix it to get off to a better start. And again, like all of these things that are happening like so fantastically in my business, right? It's because, right, like the roadmap was really my wake-up call. It's the best way that I can put it. So I don't sell these courses because they have master resale rights. I sell them. I speak so fondly of them. I do what I do. I create the awareness around them. I give them praise. I encourage people to invest in them because I know the role they have played in my own life and in my business journey. And I want more people to be able to experience this for themselves. I really, really do. And I know without a shadow of a doubt, if you allow it to change the path of your 2024, it will change the path of your 2024, and it will help you get what you want to get out of making money online and growing an online business for yourself. It'll help you get that. Take Action Now, and you get my mentorship tacked onto it for the entire year, right? So I really, really hope that you guys are leaving better than when you came. I hope that I shed some tremendous insight and some inspiration as well. And I hope that you really take something away from this series so far. If you've missed any of the days, if you go over to my channel, you'll see it's the third playlist down there, 2024 Online Business Planning Series. Feel free to catch up on any of the days that you miss and allow this series, right, to help you put the pieces together of your business, right, to go into 2024 confidently. That's the best word that I can use, confidently. All right. And if I can be of greater service to you at all, never hesitate to reach out and let me know. Right. And I'll let you know, like, what's going on, and how I can serve you. Right. But I really hope to see you inside of these courses. This is really, really where it all starts. And it's the foundation. It's the information that you need to really give you a successful start with making money online. All right. If you're newer to my world, make sure you subscribe and click on notifications. You guys have a fantastic evening, and I'll see you guys back tomorrow. Bye-bye.